Yeah, that's me. Okay. I'm Nisa. I'm sorry. I'm trying to light my incense. I got new incense. It's called Black Cherry. It smells so good. I wonder what it's going to smell like when I get it lit. I had to find my lighter. Since I quit smoking, finding lighters around my house was very difficult. Okay, let's get into this. It's important to know about jugging before Christmas shopping. And with Black Friday being 2 weeks away, can you believe? Oh my gosh. Let me show you what this means. All right, jugging is a noun. Uh, Informal, a theft committed by a perpetrator who waits at a bank, near an ATM, or outside of an expensive store, watches for customers who might be carrying a large amount of cash or goods, and and then follows them to steal the money or goods from the customer or from their car. An increase in bank jugging has led to increased securities outside of ATMs. He is suspected in a recent jugging near the local credit union. And there's also jugging and mountain climbing, but that's totally different and has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So it's a theft, a love among thieves. Okay, so jugging. Now I'll be here tomorrow, but at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning I go to the doctor because on Wednesday I had my MRI. And on Thursday, I had to go get x rays. And I went down there and I had the text message that said she'd sent the x rays to the hospital, the x ray order to the hospital. And then I got to the hospital and they said they didn't have x ray order. So I had to call my doctor's office and then they had to call in another x ray order. And I sat there for a while waiting on that to get there. And then finally she says, oh, they got your x-ray order because I'd already got the text back from the doctor's office that said, I have a confirmation that they have received it. So I'm sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting. I guess they just don't check their fax machine or something. And finally they come back and got me and they took three x-rays, three pictures of my shoulder. And I'm like, really? That's what I had to wait for? Took forever for them to get there. But anyway, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I go and find out what that's all about. To me, when I looked at the x-rays, it looked like my shoulder was broken right back here. But she said, no, that's supposed to look like that because I could see actually both of your bones right there. And I'm like, yeah, I can see both bones too, but it looks like this one back here is broke. And I got a big knot. I don't know if you can see it right here. Show you. Right there. I got a big knot right there. My shoulder's bruised. A big knot right there. So, what it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll let you know tomorrow what I find out. So, anyway, we're going to go back into jugging. All right, here, this is from Jeremy Jahola, okay? He's got an X video. The links are in the description.
Have you ever heard of the term called jugging? It's where a thief or thieves working together will spy on someone when they go inside a bank or use an ATM and pull out large amounts of cash. Then they'll follow that person around, either rob them face to face, or they'll break into their car or home knowing that they put cash in there. This just happened to a man here in Lakewood, Colorado this past Friday. He pulled out $4,000 from the Wells Fargo here in Belmar. Then he had a quick lunch at Chick-fil-A here. And then he came over here to the Target. He parked in the parking lot here. And before he walked inside, the victim tells us he put his envelope full of $4,000 in his glove box, locked it, and then locked his vehicle. The victim says he was inside for about 5 minutes, walked back out, and then saw his window was smashed and the glove box was pried open and the $4,000 was gone. The victim says the thieves did not take anything else in the car. There was a backpack and a laptop. So police suspect this was a case of jugging. Be aware out there.
Okay. And with Black Friday coming up, and people are going to go shopping early in the morning, sometimes some people before the sun's even up. We need to really be careful of this because it could happen to any of us. I'm not going to do Black Friday shopping. Ha ha ha. I did that once. Once was all it took. Okay, now we're going to go to the facts, dude. Garland jugging caught on video. 2 suspects arrested after stealing cash envelope at gas station. In Garland, Texas, 2 suspects followed a victim from a bank, pulled up in a black Chevy Equinox, and one stole the envelope of cash from the unlocked passenger side door while the victim pumped gas, captured on security video. The suspects, Keshawn Shamar Jones, 25, and Carradine Meeks, 26, were tracked to a Round Rock hotel and arrested by Round Rock police, charged with theft between $2,000 and $30,000. Jugging, where thieves target bank customers and rob them later, is now a felony in Texas under House Bill 1902, with penalties up to life in prison. I don't have sound. But see what they're doing? Did you catch that? This person is driving the truck. They're the ones that went to the ATM and they pulled up to the gas station. There's a driver here, which is one of these two, I'm presuming. And then somebody here is going to get out. I guess if you're going to do that, you need to make sure there's no security cameras watching you. Okay, here's another one. Okay, now we're going to go to the Oklahoma City Police. Okay, what's up here? Oh, that's jogging, not jugging. Okay, we recently conducted a sting to crack down the jugging crime trend. Thieves following people from banks to steal cash. Watch. See the footage from recent sting arrests. Tips: always hide your cash. Stay aware of your surroundings, leaving a bank or ATM. Okay, let's watch this. Jugging is a crime of opportunity where thieves follow someone from a bank or ATM and then steal their cash or valuables, often by breaking into their car. September for Oklahoma City PD and our Real-Time Information Center conducted a large sting targeting juggers. A plainclothes officer left a bank and was immediately followed by an SUV.
She's coming on the property and then running off when I come over here.
Air One tracks from above as the SUV follows the officer. The officer parks and goes inside a gas station at Northwest 150th Street in May. The suspect don't waste any time breaking the passenger window. One of the suspects takes off running. on complaints of burglary, conspiracy, obstruction. Safety tips: always stay alert. Hide your cash. Drive to a safe place. Okay. So that's, I mean, if they'll do, it was an undercover officer in plain clothes and everything, but these people are, they got some brass ones, I'm telling you. And this is scary because Black Friday's coming up. It's time for us to all start doing our Christmas shopping. Sorry, I do mine on Temu. I do mine on Temu. Unless I happen to be someplace already and see something that I think somebody will like, then I'll pick it up and I get it straight home and in the house. I don't stop and lollygag on the way. If I have something really important in my truck, I don't even stop at the Goodwill. Don't tell Goodwill. All right, now we're going to go to Nine News. Oh, I already had it up there, didn't I? Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Jugging is the act of following and stealing from people who make withdrawals at any bank by either breaking into the victim's car or robbing them face to face. 2 men were caught in the act by undercover officers in Oklahoma City. All right, here we go.
Hey, time!
Oklahoma City police arrest thieves who they say were following people from the bank and ATM to steal their cash. Police say the suspects didn't know they were stalking an undercover officer. And when they broke into the officer's car to try to find that cash, police surrounded them. The chase was on. Finally, they arrested the 2 suspects. Here are their photos. Herman Knowles and Ricky Wilson. They were both booked into jail for 3rd-degree burglary.
Hey, time!
Okay. I think that was the rest of the video or another shot of the video from the first one we saw. That was part 2. Or different body cam or something. Okay, now we're going to go to News Nation. I love News Nation. I get messages from them, I'm telling you, 50 times a day. They keep me up to date on what's going on. I had my ringtone, my messages settings on, it said not today, Satan, not today. And I'll tell you what, I had to stop. I've got it just going ding ding now because it would say not today, Satan, like 500 times a day. It's like, not today, Satan, not today, Satan, not today, Satan. I had to stop it. Every phone call that is a spam call, I get a ding ding. Every email, I get a ding ding. Every text message, I get a ding ding. Every News Nation, I get ding ding. I hear a lot of ding ding on my phone. Anywho, now we're going to go to News Nation. Customers leaving banks are being followed and robbed by criminals in crime being dubbed as bank jugging. It is on the rise. Even Lambert TV spoke with victim who was able to escape after suspect followed him home. Okay.
Well, police across the country are warning about a common robbery tactic.
But hold on, I got to put some music behind News Nation.
with a new name in a modern era. It's called bank jugging, where people who go to banks or use ATMs are watched by would-be criminals and then followed until the suspects can strike. Correspondent Evan Lambert is live with this story. And Evan, you spoke with a victim of this crime.
Kelly, I did, and as you'll see in just a moment, the victim narrowly escaping a robbery at gunpoint, all of it happening after he was followed from a bank. Watch as Dallas resident Mark Gardner backs into his driveway, a tan SUV appearing to trail him. 3 men, at least 2 with guns, race out, pointing the weapons at Gardner and his stepson.
Well, it was a little bit hair-raising for a few moments.
Gardner's quick thinking allowed him to floor it into the space between the cars and escape unharmed.
My thought was, oh God. Then we go in the house, they rob the house, they kill us, they rape my wife. Who the hell knows what's in people's minds?
He later learned he was followed from a nearby bank, the suspects after cash. It's a crime trend that's continuing all across the country, known as bank jugging. The term's origin is unclear, but refers to criminals casing banks or ATMs, following customers, and most of the time breaking into their cars left unattended.
They hope once they leave the car, their money is inside the car, and they break into the car and take the money.
Dozens of cases are popping up across the country, from Texas to California to Virginia. And not all of these cases are isolated. Police in Northern Virginia say customers at this bank right here have been ripped off 4 times in 2 months. And here's how you can protect yourself if you can't avoid using cash. You have to think about where you're going to put things in your car.
Yep, so definitely would not put things in the passenger seat, because that, if you close the door and you look in, you can clearly see it, and that's just a crime of opportunity. And a bad guy's going to see that, and that's going to be a big payday for them. And when you're going to your car, just make sure you're not fumbling with your keys and you're aware of your surroundings, making sure no one's watching you.
And in that Dallas case, police were able to arrest one suspect, a 19-year-old, charging him with aggravated felony robbery. He's out on bond, but does have a court hearing in January. Kelly?
Scary situations. All right, Evan Lambert, thank you for the warning.
Okay. And we got one more. So, to me, this is really important, because I want all my people out there to be safe. And please, please, please share this video, because other people need to know this. We need to get this. This isn't only happening in Texas and Oklahoma City. It's been happening in both Carolinas and other places that I just haven't found out about yet. But either way, we need to not let it happen to us. Use the buddy system if you have to. Okay, this is from Fox News, and it's from Chris Ebert. It was published March 20th, 2023. I don't know why jugging just came up on my X feed today, but it did, and I did some research and found out more about it, and that's how we come up with different stories from different places. Jugging among new crime trends posing danger on America's streets. What to know? Tap and glue scams at ATMs and sliders at the gas pump are among crime trends to watch for. Okay. This guy's pretty interesting.
Travel risk, Kevin Coffey, Kevin Coffey, travel risk trainer and consultant of kevincoffey.com. So thieves use a variety of techniques and methods to target victims. And there's a few common ones that are out there today. A lot of these are old versions. They're just repurposed into new ways to engage victims to steal their property. First one I'd like to talk about is going to be sliders. Sliders typically works and occurs at 8. Let's first talk about sliders. Sliders typically occur at gas station pumps in cities, major rural areas. Sometimes it even happens around airports where there's a lot of people that may not be paying attention to themselves. These will typically occur at the outer gas pumps, but it's occurred in the inside. And it works like this. The thieves are looking typically for a victim, a female, because the holy grail to them is the purse. Because inside the purse is the wallet. And there's cash, there's credit cards, identity theft. A lot of times the identity is worth more than everything that could be cash inside your wallet because it's sold off to somebody else that's going to be able to gain access into your account, especially if they're going to steal your phone that's inside there. So what they'll know is that as the victim pulls up to the gas pump, sometimes they'll take their wallet out with them and go up to the gas pump itself. Other times they'll take their ATM card outside of their wallet in the card. But they'll leave their purse on the seat next to them. And when they go to the gas pump and their back is turned to their car and they're putting in their ATM or credit card.
I've done that. If I go to Dillon's or something to get fuel, I'll just get my debit card out, my Dillon's card out, and I'll walk over to the guy at the gas pump. But I can always see my truck, but I can't always see both sides of my truck. So yeah, it's pretty dangerous to do that. I'm learning not to do that anymore.
Card and they're putting in their code to decide to pump. They've left their car door unlocked, both sides. Now the thief, many times they work in a team. They'll have a driver and a passenger, and they'll pull right alongside your car. And the passenger thief is seeing you distracted, and they slither out of their door. They unlock your passenger door. They slide across the seat, and they end up stealing your purse, and off they go. Most of the time when you watch these videos, the victim has no clue. They're not paying attention because they're close to major roads. There's noise. They don't hear that. So how you're going to prevent that type of scam is that when you're approaching the gas pump, keep an eye first on which pumps you're going up to. If you can try to do ones in the middle where there's more people around, where the people are coming in and out of the doors of the gas station, those are going to be better, but they're not guaranteed. Then you pull up to the station. Your car doors are locked to begin with. You open up your wallet, take out the one credit card you need. You put it back, your wallet inside your purse. And then when you get out of the car, you have to immediately lock your door. And that way, when your back is turned to the car, if a thief, a slider is trying to open, they're not going to be able to get inside. The new term you're starting to hear now is called jugging. Now, this is a new term for an old scam. Again, it's just been repurposed over the years, and crooks are taking advantage of it. They're looking for victims that are going to have a high victim potential. And what I mean by that is they're looking for something of value that the victim might have. Could be a purse, that's a high-end looking purse, or it could be an expensive cell phone, it could be they have jewelry, or it could be a package that they have that they purchased from the mall. Again, it's not unusual for some thieves that are a little more sophisticated to actually follow people outside of a mall store, a high-end purse store, or coming out of a bank, knowing that they're going to have something of value on them. And then when they get to their car, again, they're not paying attention. They're fiddling with their keys. They've got all these packages, and that's when the suspects strike. And they'll do a couple of different variations at this point. One is they'll work in teams. I've seen them from 1 to 2 to 3 people, sometimes even 4. And what they'll do is they'll cause some type of distraction. They'll drop a wallet. They'll do something as you're getting into your car and say, ma'am, you dropped a wallet, and they'll point to the ground, and the suspect dropped an empty wallet. But now what happens is the victim is not paying attention. Maybe they'll go to the wallet to pick it up to see if it was theirs. But if they unlock the car and they put their purse in the car, just as that second, you can see how that scam would happen, where the second suspect would come in, open up that door, kind of like we talked in the sliders. They'll slide in and take that purse. They'll take that package you bought. They'll take that expensive purse, your cell phone, and walk away. Again, they're looking at you as you're jugging. They're trying to get you to turn your attention away because you're distracted by doing all of these different things. So tap and glue has been starting to hit the news, and it's started off to hit in the San Francisco area. And matter of fact, it's been happening on a few streets where it's happening at several ATMs because of crooks. They typically work in certain neighborhoods. And I no doubt this is happening throughout the United States, but the news media has just kind of captured it so far in the Bay Area. And what happens is the thieves, they're pretty smart and slick with this, is they walk up to a bank of ATMs. They'll even do one at a bank itself. And they usually like to look for ATMs that have, 2 to 3 ATMs side by side. So they'll walk up to the ATM when nobody's around, and they'll go to the ATM slot and they'll put glue in there. Or sometimes they'll even put a piece of cardboard or something, or even a stick, and they'll really jam it in there deep. You may not be able to see it right off the bat, but as a victim goes to put their card in there to start the transaction, it won't work. It won't go inside. That's where the scam works, where the thief, the scammer, who doesn't always walk around with a stocking cap pulled over their head and look all shifty-eyed. They might even sometimes be dressed up as somebody that just looks like you and I. And they're on the ATM machine and they're pretending like they're conducting a transaction. And as they see you starting to put your ATM card in the machine and you're having problems, that's when they say, "Oh, sir, there's a problem with the slot there, but these new ATMs have tap and pay." Because as you know, on all of the new credit cards and ATM cards, they have the tap and pay feature, and they're embedding it onto the keypad of ATMs. So they show the victim, you just have to tap your card and then conduct the transaction. At that point, the victim says, "Oh, thank you." They now gain access into their account. And again, it's not just with ATM cards, but it's also with smartwatches. The Apple Watches, the Samsung watches, because you can use those to gain access to your ATM fees. So then you go into your ATM account, you take out your $100, $200. And this is where the interesting part is. Many people forget to hit that final screen button that says end transaction. And they simply take their cash out. Some people hit receipt yes, some people hit receipt no, and they turn around and they walk away. Because they know that the transaction is going to time itself out. Every bank is different, how many seconds it is before it shuts down. But if you don't pay attention and you walk away, the thief who's right next to you walks 1 foot over, and before it times itself out, it says conduct another transaction. 200, 500, it all depends on what your daily credit limit is. They've had some victims that have gone up to $900 they've been able to get out. Every bank system is different. And then boom, off they go. Challenge now is that you get home, you have no idea, you may get an alert on your phone, and hopefully you do on every transaction that you make on any credit card or any ATM card. You should get an instantaneous transaction. You set that up with your banking institution, it shows up as a text that there's been another withdrawal. And if you don't have that, you wouldn't know about this scam until maybe you checked your online banking account. And that's why that's so important to this feature, and making sure that you hit that final button to end the transaction. If you don't, now you have to contest with the bank that this is fraud. And some victims have had challenges with the bank because they're looking at that video, they're going, "You put in your code, you didn't hit that final button." And you could see on both sides, the victim and the bank, they're going, "You know what you're supposed to do. You were just lazy and didn't finish up that transaction. So whose fault is it?" Some victims have been able to get their money back, hopefully most of them, but you can see it be very difficult.
Most ATMs have cameras that click on when you go to the ATM. So if you've made one transaction and you pulled out $200, and Jody Baloney over here next to you that told you that don't work and just do the tap to do it. Okay, Jody Baloney over here is going to, when you walk away, you're on camera walking away, Jody Baloney's going to step right over in your way, and Jody Baloney's going to start doing it. And then you have the picture of the person that's done this. So it makes it much easier to contest it at the bank. But it's holiday, okay? You're doing holiday. So how can you even, the banks are going to be open less and less because we got Thanksgiving, the banks are going to be closed for 2 days. We got Christmas, the banks are going to be closed for 2 days. We got New Year's, the banks are going to be closed for 2 days. And plus, a lot of banks now have gone to non-banking on the weekends, which means you only have the ATM, you don't, or the drive-up window on Saturday, and that's only till noon. So it's only 3 hours, and you can't go in and contest anything in those 3 hours. So yeah, you have to wait Saturday, Sunday, Monday to, depending on the holiday, you have to wait all these days, and these people have taken your money and gone, and you didn't even know about it. And then at places where you didn't want to use cash and you use your debit card, all of a sudden you're overdrawn. What the hey? So I just wanted to inform everybody to be really careful. It says I have one more thing on here on the share screen. It says I have 2. Oh yeah, I didn't want that one. Okay, we already did those. Okay. The browser blocked you. Yeah, I know, I blocked it myself. Okay, so anyway, that's really important. I wanted everybody to know to be careful when you're out there doing your Christmas shopping and what have you, because I'd hate to see you guys, you work hard for your money just like everybody else does, and you don't need it taken away from you by somebody who wants to take the so-called easy route for getting money. I don't understand why people think it's important to do that, but they do. That's on them. So anyway, do something nice for someone, even if it's just be the reason they smile today. Search for crime. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Hit that thumbs up.